Today is June the 29th, 2023. This is Yamoodle, bringing you your daily Bloodborne Remaster update. And there is no news on a Bloodborne Remaster today, which is kind of weird. In fact, you'd probably just assume there'd be a Bloodborne Remaster by now. The leading theory as to why that's not the case is that Sony just hates Bloodborne and hates Bloodborne fans, but I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Bloodborne these past few weeks. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I feel like I may have figured out this enigma. Let me explain. Over the last 713 days, or 8 years, what have we gotten in terms of a Bloodborne remaster? Nothing, right? Nothing at all. Like a somehow unnatural amount of nothing. Well, I think there's actually a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. Lance McDonald has already kind of proven that Bloodborne is not some unfathomable relic of the past programmed primarily by Terry Davis or something that's just impossible to work with. Because of this, I'm going to coin the basis of my theory, McDonald's Law. Basically, McDonald's Law is the principle that if a Bloodborne remaster were to exist, it would have existed by now. So there must be some unexplainable, overwhelming outer force keeping it from existing. Essentially, there is no Bloodborne remaster, and there never will be a Bloodborne remaster because there ontologically cannot be a Bloodborne remaster, or there would have been one by now. So why could this be? Why Bloodborne? Why is it cursed? What forces seek nothing more than watching Carmen and us in general drown our sorrows in pickle juice every and each day we go without our ever sought after re-release? I think it can most easily be explained by looking at the Italian philosophy, panpsychism, which is the doctrine that any and everything in the universe has a conscience. Treatsy's notion here would explain quite easily why we haven't seen a Bloodborne remaster yet, if it is true, and I don't think it's far-fetched to assume in a world as silly and ludicrous as one without a Bloodborne remaster could operate on each and every thing having its own conscience. And I think it's even less absurd to assume that if conscious, everything has some form of survival instinct to go along with said conscious. So what I'm suggesting here is there is basically some power out there deliberately attempting to stop a Bloodborne remaster from releasing as some form of self-preservation. Which begs the question now, who is our culprit? Well, this is where it loops back to McDonald's Law. I think our culprit is everything. Everything. All-encompassing everything. I mean, that's all that really makes sense here. So, no matter what, no matter how much sense it makes to remaster Bloodborne, it will never release. No matter the leaks, the insider info, Sony could officially announce a Bloodborne remaster today, and it would never come out, because no matter how much it should happen, could happen, or even going to happen off the last notion there, it can't happen as the universe continues to expand and siphon its own metaphysical energy into it not happening, into it can't happening. So how do we overcome this small hurdle? Well, I'd wager we need to build a bomb powerful enough to destroy everything, a weapon powerful enough to essentially ransom a Bloodborne remaster from just the known universe. I mean, I guess the only real issue with this theory would be the reason a Bloodborne remaster is even being held hostage in the first place would have to be out of fear of some corporeal, collapse. So there is a small chance that it just leads to the destruction of everything with no benefits. But I think that's kind of an ideal you always have to be willing to entertain when it comes to a Bloodborne port or remaster here. But yeah, there's no news on a Bloodborne remaster today, and that has been your daily Bloodborne remaster update for June the 29th, 2023.